No, I'm not ready.
Hi, welcome to kraft-tex University. I'm Betsy.
And I'm Galen, and today we're talking about surface design on kraft-tex, and embellishing on kraft-tex, and embellishing with kraft-tex.
Embellishing the surfaces with kraft-tex.
Embellishing surfaces.
Surface embellishment.
Welcome to class.
Let's go.
There are lots of fun things you can do with kraft-tex, and Betsy's going to be covering some of the more art material side of surface design, and I have more sewing side surface design.
That's how we divided it up.
So
you sew, I paint.
You take it away.
Not that I can paint, but. So the first thing I want to show you is dyeing on kraft-tex. It's actually a really cool thing. It dyes beautifully. These are some samples that we had some other people make for us because.
Hold one up.
Oh yeah. There. Isn't that pretty?
That is really pretty.
Yeah, this one is done on the natural kraft-tex. And I can't actually tell you what techniques are used because I didn't do them myself, but we will go into that further in a different episode. Let's write that down for next time, for a different time. This is done on white. So
No,
this,
it's actually still done on.
oh no, you're right. You're right. Sorry, these are the
Natural.
ones. This is natural.
No, that's good.
It looks good though. This, yeah, I don't know what technique they're used, but they used. These are really cool. This one's white. This one was done on white kraft-tex. I think that's my favorite. It looks kind of like a plaid. And then this is also done on white kraft-tex too. So since I hadn't done this before, I thought that it would be a good idea for me to try it. So I took a piece of white kraft-tex and I scrunched it up and I put it in a bucket and I just added Rit dye. I didn't do anything fancy.
So I could, if I wanted a color of kraft-tex that doesn't come in yet,
Yeah.
I can just dye it.
You can. Yes, you can.
Does it wash out?
Well, you have to follow the manufacturer's directions
Okay.
because I think there's different ways to set it depending on what type of dye you use. So that's my addition because
I
that's
like
like
it.
what I actually did. I'm so proud. And then, once you've dyed it, you can go ahead and make things with it. Like, for example, one of our creative troupe people made this cute little zipper purse out of their hand-dyed kraft-tex. I think that one was white. So, give it a try. It was actually really fun, but you have to wear rubber gloves. Do not forget the rubber gloves. Don't ask me how I know.
Oh, what not to do.
Yeah,
Ding, ding, what not to do.
What not to do. Yeah, you end up with blue fingernails. So one of the other fun things you can do with kraft-tex is paint on it because it's such a nice flat surface. These are not anything that I did personally. Let me just show you some of these. This is acrylic paint on the natural kraft-tex. This is like a little iPad case. I think that is so adorable. This is another zipper bag. This is also acrylic paint. This one's on natural too. This is so pretty. Really a beautiful job. This is, okay, let me just get through the paint first. This is watercolor paint and ink on the natural.
Ooh.
Now this one I
could do that.
wouldn't wash. Yeah, isn't that pretty? I wouldn't wash this one because the watercolor paint is not permanent. This one also has acrylic paint on it. This is a pencil roll. And look how pretty that is. This is on the orchid. Isn't that gorgeous? I really like
All your
this.
pencils
This
are
is
going to
really-
fall out.
They are going to fall out. Okay, let me do it this way then.
Sorry.
No, thank you. I appreciate that because that would have been awkward. Isn't that pretty?
That is really pretty.
Yeah.
So you have done acrylic painting so far, right?
Well,
Because I haven't.
nothing like this.
No, but this is more intimidating to me than the other ones. If I wanted to try playing with acrylic paint, do I need a surface under that, like a gesso or another
No,
surface underneath?
you can just paint directly onto the kraft-tex. And the nice thing about the acrylic is that it is permanent.
Okay.
So you don't have to coat it with anything. It works beautifully.
This does have pencils in it.
Yeah. And you can also use an acrylic spray. These are on the colored kraft-tex, and they have like a metallic sort of spray on them. That's the marabou spray.
That's great.
Yeah, those are gorgeous. So that is painting. So one of the things I like to do with the kraft-tex is embossing, because you can get some really great texture and some really fun little patterns on there. Look at this one. That'd be
Oh, I would
cute.
use this one with the dots. I would use this one on a handbag for sure. Like I would do it just
Really-
on the handle or around the edge.
Ooh, that'd be
Wouldn't that
cute on the
or on a
handle.
wallet.
Nice idea. And then this one here, I really love if you add a little bit of the rub, just to bring out some of the texture of the embossing.
So you put the rub here.
Yep, emboss it, and then you just put a little bit of the rub. That one's the gold shimmery one, but there's tons
I
of
don't know
colors.
what a rub is.
It's like a paste, and you just get a little tiny bit, and you can just rub it on with your finger, and it just adds a little bit of color, and it brings out those bumps.
I have a little ink pad that the edge of the sponge is kind of raised. Could I just kind of take that and
You could try
it?
it.
I could try it.
Yeah,
I'll try it.
try it. Yeah, you never know.
Okay.
Here are a few more things you can do with the kraft-tex. This one, this is really
cool.
cute. This is one of my favorites. This is done with Sharpie on white kraft-tex. It's it's an iPad case or a little case there, but I just think it is so fun.
Well, and since it's normal pen, it's not as intimidating to me. I mean,
Super easy.
Not that the other stuff is okay. It's totally intimidating to me, all the art material stuff. But I feel like I could do that. Close, not
Yeah.
that, but something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great color on there. Okay, and this one, this is another really cute one. This is just done with an inkjet printer.
No
And I
way.
love the detail that you can get. You can add a little color in there with, you know, colored pencils or little paint, whatever you'd like. This is just a fun little thing. It's a bookmark, but this, all the words are done with a typewriter.
Oh, I
Like
love
a
that.
actual typewriter where you have to pound on the little keys. It's quite a
It's
lot
Alice
of work.
in Wonderland.
Yeah, yeah, so cute. Another thing that's really quick and easy is stenciling. I love to do some stenciling. So here this is a little checkbook cover. This one actually has some stitching as well. Isn't that cute?
It's super cute.
Yeah, get that right. Love that. And this is some spray paint that's been with a stencil. So that you can get some really, this one has been layered with several different stencils. Let me get that out of the way so you can see it. So you can get some really fun effects that way. I love this notebook cover. Love that one.
Yeah, I'll pull these out.
Get those out of the way. Yeah, and this is also with paint, just kind of smooched through the stencil.
Schmooched. That's a
Schmooched,
good word.
technical term.
Technical term.
And this is a little box.
Wait,
and then
schmooched will be on the test.
oh, ooh, technical term. And this is a cute little box that has stenciling on it and some other embellishments that have been attached.
Yeah, look
Isn't
at
that
that.
adorable?
That's so cute. And they did
Oh, and
painting
paint,
down the
yep.
side.
Yep. One of my other favorite things to do with kraft-tex is stamping on it, because it takes detail really nicely.
Oh, cute.
That, look at that, look at the detail. It's so impressive. And color, it takes color well. I really like the metallic on the black. I think that's super cool.
I like it.
Yeah. Another one of my favorite things to do is die cutting. And this was a really happy surprise at how well it takes the detail. So look at that. Look at the
Oh, cute.
edge there on that. It's kind of amazing. And here's some little circles. Look how thin that is.
So I saw your die cutting, and I thought I was going to surprise you and do die cutting with my applique. And I went to the store and I bought a squeeze punch.
Ooh.
Yeah, don't go do that. This actually isn't strong enough to cut through kraft-tex, I found out last night as I struggled and struggled. So this is a what not to do based on experience. So
Yes.
what do you do?
I use
Take this
one
away,
of
'cause
the
it's a knot.
Sizzix machines where you crank it through.
Oh,
Those
okay.
work really well. Also, you can use the cutting machines, but you have to check the manufacturer's directions because there's
Okay.
different settings you have to use and you have to have the right blade. And so I don't, depending on what your machine needs to take, but that works very well also.
Okay. And so many people have die cutting machines now.
Oh, yeah,
Super
exactly. Yeah. Oh, and then we have this one.
Oh,
This is super cute. This is like a little knitting basket, which has this die cut here, which shows the little ball of yarn and the knitting needles. I love that. And then you can pull the yarn through
oh,
here.
because here, I'm gonna I love knitting.
Yeah.
So Sue created a clasp right here. So that keeps your ball of yarn in. You're not a big knitter.
Oh, no, I
right?
don't know how to
So
knit.
that keeps your ball of yarn in as you're pulling it when you're knitting your project. So it can feed through here and your ball's not gonna pop out and roll across
That's
the floor.
super cute.
Super cute. Thank you, Sue.
I'm really excited, Galen.
Ooh, why, Betsy?
I did some homework well,
Actually, as a professor, isn't
Yes.
it just called preparing a lesson plan? It's not homework.
you're right. It is.
It's work.
Okay. I prepared the lesson plan.
Oh, excellent.
And I made these really cool little tests.
You got to play.
I did. I got to play. So, what we have here is watercolor paint, acrylic paint, and colored pencils.
Okay.
And these are on plain, unwashed kraft-tex.
Okay.
Then I took that, and that went through the washer and dryer.
Ooh.
Yep.
The acrylic paint looks great.
Yeah, that came out fine. We lost a lot of watercolor paint and a lot of colored pencils. I also did a strip that had matte medium over it, and that's also been washed and dried. It helped a little bit. The acrylic paint didn't need it.
Help the pencils a lot.
It helped the pencils. So that's something to keep in mind. I also did it with markers. Let me show you the markers. This was so much fun. So I did Copic markers, which are the alcohol
Oh, okay.
based markers. Then there's water-based markers and permanent markers, basically Sharpies that I had. So those went through the washer and dryer, and those held up pretty
They
well.
held up much better than the colored pencils. The colored pencils,
Yeah.
so far, bad.
They were not happy. And I also did it with some matte medium just to test it and see.
So you put the matte
And-
medium over the top,
Yeah, you just brush it on, let it dry, and that went through the washer and dryer too.
and it didn't change. I'm surprised it didn't change the color. I'm not used to these fancy art materials.
Yeah.
supplies. Yeah.
No, this one, it didn't really seem necessary on the permanent markers. So I thought that was kind of a fun test. I
is a fun
also
test.
tested my stamp pad inks.
Ooh.
So this is two different kinds of ink. There's the VersaFine ink. I'm just going to put that there. in
Okay.
there, visual clues. And the Ranger, this is an archival ink. So this is unwashed plain white kraft-tex. Then they go through the washing machine and the dryer. We lose a little bit of the pigment ink there. The archival ink, the permanent ink, seem to hold up pretty well.
It's kind of a cute look, though. Even when it lost some of the ink, if you were kind of
Oh,
going
yeah.
for a distressed look.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
cool.
too bad. And then I did it also washed and dried with the matte medium over it. So
And that kind of changed the color.
it did. It kind of deepened the color a little bit. So the bottom line is that you really should test what you're doing first. If you're creating something that is going to be, an heirloom piece that you're passing down to your children and grandchildren, test it first, because depending on the ink that you use, depending on what you use to coat it, you can get a lot of different results.
Okay.
What I found, and this is really interesting, I know, it's if you're like really into kraft-tex, this is fascinating, but if you're not, then it's like, what is she talking about? The thing that I found made the most
If you're
difference.
not, you would have pushed stop on this class a long time ago.
Yeah, you wouldn't even be watching this.
Yes.
I found one of the most interesting things I found was that the thing that makes the most difference when stamping, at least, is which side of the kraft-tex you use, because the top side.
So there isn't technically a right or a wrong side.
No, it's not right or wrong,
But
but,
there is
they
a
are
smoother.
different. One side is smooth.
Okay, this is
we'll
the
call that
smooth
the
side.
smooth side. And on the back side, the other side, we'll call that the bumpy side. Has a little bit more texture. No, we'll call it the textured side.
Textured side.
It has a little bit more texture to it. So when you're doing stamping or painting or any of these other things, it does make a difference which side you use, and they just have different looks. There's not a wrong or right side, but keep that in mind so that you can get the effect that you're looking for. I did some samples
Okay.
to show us exactly how this works. Here is the unwashed kraft-tex,
Smooth side.
smooth side,
Okay.
unwashed.
I
So I'm
identified that.
confusing myself here. This is the unwashed on the textured side.
Oh, okay. You can really tell a difference.
There's quite a big difference. So depending on what look you're looking, what you want, depending
look
on
you're
what
going
look you're
for.
going
Yeah.
for,
I got you.
you can either go with the smooth or textured
Okay,
side.
so then you wash these, I bet.
No, I didn't wash these. I made a second set
Okay.
on the washed kraft-tex. So this, oops, no.
No.
So I made a second set on the washed kraft-tex because I wanted to see the difference between the smooth and the washed. So here is washed kraft-tex,
Pre-washed kraft-tex.
pre-washed kraft-tex, stamped
got it.
onto the smooth side.
Okay.
Okay? None of these have been washed, by the way.
I thought you were doing the whole fancy washed it, didn't wash it.
No,
thing.
no, no, no.
Okay.
This is just plain, just
Okay.
to see the effect of smooth versus textured side.
Okay.
And then this one is
Oh.
the pre-washed kraft-tex on the textured side. So this one is the most sort of vintagey looking image here.
So these are on the textured sides, these are on the smooth sides.
Correct. So if you're looking for the most detail, you want to use the smooth side. If you're looking for a more vintage effect, you want to go on the textured
And
side.
even smooth side, not pre-washed. Don't pre-wash it if you want all of the details.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yay.